What is up, everybody? Welcome back to racingdudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our Kentucky Derby contenders previews. Let's go now to Iron Honor. That's who we'll talk about in this video here. I'll start off by saying I think it's 50-50 whether he runs or not. He has enough points to qualify, but Chad Brown having another horse in the race, I'm not sure that he'll enter this horse. But we'll talk about him anyway. 3 starts, 2 seconds overall. 2 starts this year, 1 first place, or 3 starts, 2 firsts, I should say, and then 2 starts, 1 first this year. All right, let's get to the results here. Just 3 to talk about, so won't take too long. Main special weight win at Aqueduct back in December of 2025, and it was a pretty sharp race, and got a lot of people talking, and he ran pretty well there. Stayed with One Turn Racing, going to the Gotham Stakes 2 races back, and again, I thought it was a pretty good race from him. Got the job done there, wearing down Crown the Buckeye late in the race. I was pretty high on him going into the Wood Memorial. Thought he could maybe win that race and be somewhat of a contender in the Kentucky Derby. It did not go well. He drew the 13 hole, and he was unfortunately hung wide the whole time. However, not a ton of excuses still to get 7th. Maybe, if you get hung wide, you get 2nd or 3rd. That's one thing, but he got 7th in that race. He just didn't run very well. Of course, we all kind of know the Wood Memorial was not that strong of a race anyway. So, yeah, it was kind of a downer there for Iron Honor. Now, you go up and you look at the pedigree for this horse. He's by Nyquist out of a Blame mare. So, the pedigree certainly says a 1.25 miles should be okay. Of course, Blame, the Dam Sire won at a 1.25 miles. He won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Nyquist, he won at a 1.25 miles. He won the Kentucky Derby. So, really good pedigree to get the distance. That's why I was kind of excited to see him stretch out finally in the Wood. But, he ran like a horse that maybe doesn't want to stretch out, and maybe go back to one turn is what they'll do. Who knows with that? But Iron Honor was disappointing there in that one. Running style-wise, if he does run in the race, I do think he can help the pace. I do think he's a horse that likes to be forwardly placed. In both of his wins, he was kind of right there off the pace. They tried to put him there in the Wood Memorial as well. If he gets into the race, I do think he'll try to push the pace a little bit. I think it will help. I say gets in. He's in as far as points go. It's just if they decide to run him is probably the better way to phrase that. So I do think, if he does run, he will press the pace. As far as the negatives go, I think we went over it. The glaring one, first time going around 2 turns, it wasn't pretty. He just did not do much running whatsoever in the Wood Memorial when asked to fire. He just didn't have it. So, if you're going to back Iron Honor, you kind of got to look at it and say, well, maybe he just wasn't ready to run that day and draw a line through it, and he's going to run a lot better. I think the other thing is, like, say he wins the Wood. It's still Aqueduct. It's still a lot of skepticism. Like, you'd have to win it pretty impressively before you could get real excited about his chances in the Kentucky Derby. So, this was a little bit of more of a quicker video because, like I said, I'm very skeptical that they are going to run Iron Honor in the Kentucky Derby. So, final verdict for me, I'm out on him. I did kind of like him a little bit in the Wood Memorial. I thought he would win that race pretty easy, to be quite honest. And he just didn't run very well, and it's hard for me to kind of reverse that form. And like I said, even if he would have won the Wood Memorial like I thought, I still was maybe not be just like gun-ho about him in the Kentucky Derby. So I'm out on him as far as the Kentucky Derby goes. And like I said, I would kind of be surprised if he's in the race, but he is qualified. So I thought we better do a video on him. All right, guys, thanks everybody for joining us for this video. Hit that like button if you like it, and subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerting time we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more Kentucky Derby coverage.